أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وفوق كل ذي علم عليم صدق الله العظيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. This is the solution for our practice test. Uh, this practice test is 4 questions. Question 1, 2, 3, 4. So for question 1, it's talking about VLOOKUP. So let us look at question number 1. Before talking about the solution, please remember the following. When you are using VLOOKUP, you have always to think what I am going to match. Okay? Do not take this match as automatically. Just look at the first column and put the value or the last one. Or there were some example in our lab which is talking about some value. Then you automatically look at this value. Please, the match must be based on what are you going to get as a result. Okay, we are going to get the result as what? In the question number 1, in the course name, apply VLOOKUP to write the course name as what? As a result. So the course name is the result. Get the result from the small table. So we will look at this small table and the result is the course name. Okay, so we are going to get the result as the course name. Now the result is based on matching what? So this is the question. You see that this column or this small table is starting with the course ID. When you look at the our big table, you will see that we have the course ID. So that means that we are going to match the course ID. So it's very clear. The course ID has some course name. So that means that you are matching the course ID. Okay. So let us solve. Second, okay, as I said, that remember that first, what are you going to match? Then also you have to be very careful when you are selecting true or false as the result or how to match, because the match must be always based on what you are getting some result by matching some value. So are you matching exactly means false or approximately means true? This is also what you have to think of. So let us solve this one and see what is the meaning of this. Equals VLOOKUP. So equals VLOOKUP matching what? Again, you see matching the course ID, comma. Where? In this table. So we can highlight the whole table and we can even highlight only the first 2 columns. Okay, comma. Now the result, as you see, column index number means that the result from which column we will count 1, 2, 3, 4. So you see that course ID number 1, course name number 2. So course name number 2, comma. Now, is it true or false? This one is false. Why false? Because we are going to match exactly. We are going to show the result exactly. It is not, if I'm not getting the course ID, the course name for course ID S1, then I'm going the course to get the course name for S5. No, if I am matching S1 means I have to get S1 as a course name. So this is exact. Okay, means false. Okay, so this is the first result. Double click from the right corner to what? To copy the formula for the whole column. You see it is copied already to the whole column, and our columns up to 7,796 rows. Okay, so this is number 1, it's done. Look at number 2. In the location, apply VLOOKUP to write the location as a result. So here we are going also to write the location. So equals VLOOKUP. So matching what? Matching course ID, comma. It looks like the previous one. Where? In this table. Then highlight this table. Fine. So what else? Comma. The result from which column? You see that we have number 1 course ID, number 2 course name, number 3 location. So this is number 3, comma. Is it true or false? It's also false, because we are going to get the location exactly based on the course ID. Okay, click enter. This is the location. Copy the formula. Now it's done. Okay, look at the question number 3 in the discount. So in the discount, apply VLOOKUP to write the discount as a result. Okay, now we have to apply VLOOKUP to what? To get the discount as a result. You see that we have the date of registration here and we have the discount. If you look at the first one, which is 1st June 2021, you see that count is 10%, right? Okay, if the date of registration reaches 20 June 2021, the discount becomes 9%. Okay, so that means that if the date of registration is 1st June, we have 10%. If it is 5 June, it's also 10%. If it is 9 June, it's also 10%. If it is 19 June, it's still 10%. But if it is 20 June, it becomes what? 9%. Right. So based on this, let us let us now, based on this, let us what? Let us apply VLOOKUP. So this time we will see different way somehow equals VLOOKUP. Now matching what? I think that we have to simply click on the registration date. So you see that this time I did not click on the course ID. And I guess you understand why. Because I am not going to match the course ID now, but I am going to match the registration date, right? Which is not related to the course ID. Okay, no, it's not related, but against each course ID, there is more than registration date. So I'm going to match each registration date. Then you click on the registration date, comma. Now, where is the table? This time also you have to understand that VLOOKUP is not matching what? From the second or third or fourth column. VLOOKUP is only matching in the first column. That means that in the selection, the first column must be the same column of match. So we will simply highlight these two columns. Okay, comma. Now we highlighted already date of registration and the other one discount. So what is the column number of the result? According to the question, we need to get the result as a discount. So the discount is number what? 1, 2. Simply date of registration is number 1, discount is number 2. So it is number 2. Finally, now this is true or false. Oh, this time it is not false. Why? Because we cannot put it as a false. If we put it as a false, you will simply get a lot of results which is coming like NA, no result, no answer. You see the result is Tuesday, 1st June 2021. Look at the first cell, which is 4th August 2021. Do you see here in the small table any value for 4th August? No, there is no any value for 4th August. Means that if you specify the matching as false, you will get 0 result for this value because there is no exactly first for August, right? So that means that it has to be true. True means approximate match. So the computer will come to match the dates between this date and this date. When the matching is coming as between so and so, so this is called approximate match. So this is true, not false. Okay. Click enter, you see it comes already correct. So the first one, as you see, 4 August 2021, when you go to this date, you will find it's what? Oh, it is greater than 30 July 2021 means 5%, and it will be the same value 5% up to 9 August. So that means that this is correct, 5%. Now let us copy the formula. So it's done, alhamdulillah. Okay, look at question number 4. In the yellow cell, make drop-down list for the course ID from the table to the right. Okay, so here we have to convert this one to drop-down list from this table. From here means that drop-down list of the course ID of this column. Okay, and the blue cell here show the result as a course name using VLOOKUP. So we will first make this as a drop-down list using data validation. So how to do this? Very simple. You click on this list or click on the cell, go to data, then you go to, okay, it's called data validation here. In the data validation, you simply allow a list. So where is the list? This is the source of the list. The source of the list is simply all values in the column. Then you click OK. Now see, This cell becomes drop down list, as you see, of all ID numbers. Okay. What about the VLOOKUP? So equals VLOOKUP. Now matching what? Matching the value in the list. Okay. Because this is a dynamic value, it will be changed once you make any selection, comma. Where is the table? This is the table. So this is normal VLOOKUP. But remember that you must select the whole range. Okay. Comma. The result from which column? You see course ID number 1, course name number 2. So number 2. Comma. Is it true or false? I guess it is very clear this is false because we are matching exactly based on the ID number. Okay. Okay. Now there is no result because there is no selection. Let us select. See, once you start to select, you will start to get the result as what is the course name. So Alhamdulillah, we have finished question 1 as you see, and I hope you understand it. Let us go to question number 2. In question number 2 here, look at question number 1. In this question number 2, we are covering here, or the quiz is covering what? Covering using if function and if s function and switch function and or and not function. These are conditional functions. Okay, it's very practical, very important in your practical life. You may need any time to do like this way. Now look at this question. You see what we have: course ID, days, rooms, registration date. We have now the new thing here, like this: test 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 tests. Okay, so for each registration date we have, as you see, 4 results, which is either P means pass, or F means F, or F means fail. Now in the question number 1, in the all pass, use AND function to show who have P in all tests. Now we have to use AND function to see the result. The result of AND function will be true if all tests is P, means pass. So equals and open bracket. So and what? The first result equals P. Now remember that the text must be between 2 quotation marks, comma. Second result equals P. Okay, comma. Third result equals P, comma. Last result equals P. Okay, so it's very easy. It gives you false because you see that we have F, not all of them is P. Now let us copy the formula, so it will give you the result for false, false. When it comes to true, you will see that all results are P. So about again, we are going now to solve question number 2, which is about using switch function and using if function and using if s function and using the and or not functions. These conditional functions are very important for you. Let us see the question number 1. In the all pass, use AND function to what? To show who have P in all tests. So here in all tests, we have test 1, 2, 3, 4. So based on this, we applied here AND function to show the result as true if all results are P, means pass. So equals and open bracket. So and what? First one equals P, comma. Second one equals P. try to understand how the criteria is done. It's directly entered. Okay. So I am not entering the criteria between two quotation marks itself. No, I am entering directly that the cell like this test 3 equals directly. Then you enter P between two quotation marks because P is a text. Then last one test 4 equals P as well. Okay. Then you click enter. So this is false. Again, when you double click, you repeat the function. Then come to number 2. In the all fail, use not function to what? To show who have if in all tests. Now we have to use not function. Not function is a function that is reversing the result of another function. So if you use not function with any function, it will reverse the result. So if the result of the function is true, it will be false. If it is false, it will be true. So let us see how to reverse now. We are going to reverse one function, then the output will be true if all have if. Now note that we are not going to have true if at least one pass. No. We are going to have true if all is if. Then using what? Using not function. So equals not. So not what? Now we have to enter the function which will be reversed. We have either and or function. Two functions can be entered now, either and or function. Maybe you will say that we may enter and function because and is giving the result of true if all pass. So if we reverse it, it will give false. Well, you cannot use and in this situation. It will give you wrong result. The reason is if you have and function, it will give you and true if all is P. But if, for example, 1 is F and 3 is P, it will give you false. So if you reverse this false to true, that will mean what? That will mean that all is F. And this is wrong because 3 is P and 1 is F. So we are going to reverse OR function. So let us reverse. So equals not open bracket, then OR. So OR what? OR first one equals pass P. So I'm going to enter the same as if I am making OR function, comma, second one equals P, comma, third one equals P, comma, fourth one equals P. Okay. Then close the bracket, close the other bracket for not, and click enter. So the result is false. Now let us repeat or copy the formula using double click to the right corner. You see false, false, false. When it comes to true, you will see that all results are F. Okay. So this is how to apply not function to show who have F in all tests. Number 3. In the payment cell, use if function with other function to provide the required payment based on. So based on what? If the result P for all tests, then the payment equals 10,000. If the result F in all tests, then the payment equals 2,500 multiplied by number of tests. Okay. So here we will apply if function. So equals if. So if what? We want to say that if the result is true for all tests, then 10,000. So equals if open bracket, if this one, which is AND function, equals true. See, true is result. True is not a text here. The AND function is giving you the result as true or false. It is not giving you the result as text. So that's why we are evaluating the condition or the result of AND function as true or false directly. Okay? Comma. So if the result of AND function equals true means all pass, then 10,000. 10,000 as a number. So there is no need to quotation marks. Okay? Comma. Now what if not? We have to enter, what? You have to enter, look at number B, the payment equals 2500 by number of tests, number of F tests. So how to know the number of F tests? We are going to know how many F results by using COUNTIF. So if the result again of the function equals true, then 10,000. If not, means it is not true. Then let us now apply COUNTIF. COUNTIF, open bracket, highlight all tests, comma, the criteria is F, okay, close the bracket. This is the result of how many F for this records. Multiply by 2500, that's it. Then when you click enter, let us change the format cells here. It was done as percentage by mistake. Make it general, okay. So the result is, as you see, 7500, right? Because here we have F, F, and F, 3F, as you see yourself, means that 3 multiplied by 2500 equals 7500. When you copy the formula, you will start to get different results. Another 7500 because there is 3F again. This is 5000 because we have F, F, 2F, and so on. This is 10,000 because all is P, okay, and so on. So this is the solution of using if and COUNTIF. Look at number 4. In the capacity cell. So in the capacity cell, what now? Use IFS function, ifs function now, to specify the size of the room based on, we have 4 criteria here, as you see, A, B, C, D. The first one is greater than 0 and less than 20. The output is small. So now we are going to use here ifs to evaluate more than one function. Now let me remind you that ifs is used to evaluate multiple conditions, more than one condition, okay? While using if is to evaluate only one condition, no more. So using if function will give you the result either true or false only. There is no other options, okay? But using ifs is giving you the chance, as if nested if, to evaluate multiple conditions, and each condition will give you a different result, right? So equals if s now. So in this capacity, let us go to the column. This is the capacity column, okay, and this is the room size. We are going to apply if s here for what? Look at the question, it's shown here, question number 4. The first condition is greater than 0 and less than 20. Okay. Do you think that we can use directly greater than 0 and less than 20? No, we cannot. Then what to do? We have to use AND function. The AND function is used to give you both of them at once. So you cannot get two results at once without using AND function, okay? So let us first start with ifs. So equals ifs, open bracket. Now ifs what? The first condition now is and, open bracket, so and what? The size greater than 0, okay, comma, the size less than 20. Okay, close the bracket. Now what is the result of this AND function? If this AND function is true, then the output will be small. Okay, comma. So what is the second criteria? Second criteria, as you see in number B, greater than equal 20 and less than 40. It will give you medium. So let us go to say and again, open bracket, the size greater than equal, okay, 20, comma, the size also is what? Less than 40. Then you close and, comma, you put the second result, which is medium. Okay. What is the third one? The third one is and, open bracket, size greater than 40, comma, size less than equal 60. Close the bracket, comma, the output is large. Okay. Finally, the size greater than 60, comma, this is this criteria is not this and this at the same time, so it's only greater than 60, comma what? The output is others. That's it. Now close the bracket, click enter. So it gives you others because, as you see, this is greater than 60. Let us now copy the formula to see. So it will start to give you different results like medium, small, and large as well. Okay. There, as you see, as you may notice here, there is something like the result is NA. Maybe you will ask what is the reason for this. Let us look at the formula to see what's the reason for this. This one, as you see, is coming when it is exactly 40, right? See, if it is 40 exactly, it will give NA. Means that there were something missed in the function. When you look at the function again, you will see that when it comes to 40, it's giving you here and the cell is greater than equal 20, comma, less than 40. When it comes to the next one, by mistake, I did not enter greater than or equal 40. Or you can say that, no, it was here, less than, yeah. It should be here greater than equal 40 for the large. So by mistake, as you see, it should be greater than equal 40. Let us click enter. Let us copy the formula again. Now look, all results are okay. And when it comes to 40, you will see that it will already give you the result as large. Okay. So this is the solution for that one. Okay. Now, Alhamdulillah, let us go to the last one in question 2, which is question 5. Here in question 5, you are using switch function. In days names, where is days names? There is one column here called days names. Apply what? Apply switch function. So where is days names? Okay, this is the column. Look, it is called days names. So in this column, what we are going to do, we will apply switch function to what? To show what? U means Sunday, M means Monday, T means Tuesday, W means Wednesday, R Thursday, any other value equals other. So we have a set of options now. Okay, we are going to enter these options and enter the result of each one. Let me also tell you that switch function and IFS or FS function, both of them are new functions. They are provided only for Office 365 subscription. Okay, so if you do not have Office 365 subscription, it will not work. Even if you have Office 2019, it will not work. So the only solution to use switch function and IFS function is to get or to have Office 365 subscription, which is already available for your subscription. You can use your email, your official email, and when you go to office.com, you can install Office 365 through office.com using your email and password, the same student email and password. Now let us apply switch function here. So equals switch. So switch what? Switch this days. Okay, comma. Now what are the options? In order to avoid any confusion, let me tell you that switch function is not the same as if-else function. How? Switch function is not used to evaluate conditions, but it is evaluating values. Now look at our example here is what is the options available for what for days. We are not saying that this cell greater than so and so or less than or equal. No, it's not like this. But the cell value is u. So when the cell value is u, so the equivalent or the result of u is Sunday. When the cell value is m, so it's Monday and so on. Okay. So equal switch open bracket. So switch what? We click first on the cell that contains the values we are evaluating. Then we start to list the available values and their options and their results. Okay. So u, the first one is u, right, as a text. So what is the result for u? The result for u is Sunday. Okay, comma. The second value is m as a text also, comma, result is between two quotation marks Monday, comma, third value option is t. T means Tuesday, so comma, the result is Tuesday, comma, fourth one is w. So sorry, w has to be between two quotation marks as well, comma, the result is Wednesday. Then r as a text means what? Means Thursday. So after the comma it is Thursday. Comma, let us put the result for all other values according to the question for any other value equals other. Equals what other? So you simply after the last comma directly enter other one time without any value. So that's it. Close the bracket, click enter. As you see, u is Sunday. Let us now double click. You see Monday, Sunday, other when it comes to MW and so on. Okay. So we have completed the question number 2 for conditional functions. Let us go to question number 3 for pivot table and chart. Now we have the same table as you see, which contains the same number of records. The question is use pivot table for this table to what? First, summarize the data by course ID. Well, in order to generate a pivot table, you have to enter the cursor inside the table first. I am stressing on this because it is very important. The cursor must be anywhere inside, not outside, not like this. This is wrong. It has to be inside first the table. Then you go to insert. So insert what? Pivot table. Then you click OK directly. Now this is the pivot table designer. The question is asking you to summarize by course ID. So in the pivot table designer, we will drag the course ID to the rows area. So as you see now, all course ID is listed as a row. So what else? Show the number of P and F for each course ID using slicer. Now we have to show the number of P and F. So let us now see how to do this. Let us go to test 1 and drag test 1 result, which is P or F, to the values area. So now it's showing you how many cells count of test 1. It's showing you how many cells for each course ID. Okay, fine. When you look at the data itself, you will see that this data is, for example, for S1. If you come to S1 here, you will see that this S1 has P and also S1 has F, right? So for S1, the number of cells is 817. This number of cells either P or F. So how to distinguish this now, this from this? Let us insert a slicer. So you leave this one as it is. Do not click outside, please. Again, the cursor has to be inside the pivot table. Then you go to insert, just simply insert slicer. The slicer, as you see, has all columns. We will take the slicer for what? For test 1. Then click OK. So the slicer now is showing you the available options for test 1, which is P or F. If you click on P, you will see this is the number of passed for test 1. If you click in F, this is the number of failed in test 1, right? So simply we will leave this one as it is, then click again inside the pivot table, then go to insert. So insert what? Pivot chart. Then you click OK directly. The pivot chart will be entered here based on the pivot table. So as you see, when you change this, no, this is showing you the result of F. If you click on P, you will see that again this is the number of P passed for test 1, and this is the number of F for test 1. If you want both of them, you can clear the filter, then it will show you this is the number of all tests for each course ID. And again, this is the number of P only, this is the number of F only. Okay, so this is simply the solution of Q3. So let us go to Q4, the last question in our practice test. You have formula in the table below. Okay, we have formula. In fact, as you see, this is how the formula is done. Fine. In this question, we don't care about the formula. The only thing that what is the question for this? The formula is translated in this table. As you see, this is factor 1, this is factor 2, factor 3, this is factor 4, this is factor 5, and this is the result. The result, as you see, is the formula. Okay, you look at the result, this is the formula. Okay, so what is the question now? What is the value of factor 1 in order to get the result 12.55? So this result must be 12.55 using what? We are going to apply goal-seek. So what we are going to do now, we are going to apply goal-seek to get the result of factor 1, which if it is entered will give you 12.55. So let us see. So what are the steps again? Quickly, the result has to be selected. This is number 1. Number 2, you go to data, then you go to what if analysis, goal-seek. So in the goal-seek, go to set cell, it's already selecting. As you see, the result is selected. Go to the next parameter 2 value. The question is asking you for 12.55. So what else? By changing cell. Which cell? Look at the question. What is the value of factor 1 in order to get the result of factor 1? So by changing cell, it is factor 1. Then you click OK. Now it's done. Now look at the result. Look how many decimals. For sure, if you want manually to get this result, it looks like impossible for you manually to do it. Okay, so it's solved, alhamdulillah, using goal-seek. Okay, let us go to the next one. Assume that you have a test experiment and you need to the results if you change what both factor 1 and factor 2. Now we are going to use data table based on 2 changes. The data table here is based on changing 2 variables. So it is called data table 2 variables. Okay, so it's called what? Data table with 2 variables, not 1 variable. Remember that in data table you are only allowed to either enter 1 variable, use data table with 1 variable, or 2 variables, no more. In this question we are going to use data table with what? With 2 variables. Okay, now where are the variables? We have factor 1 and factor 3. So look, this is factor 1, okay, and this is factor 3. You see that factor 3 is coming in a vertical way and factor 1 is coming as what? In horizontal way. Okay, So we are going now to apply data table, but we cannot make like this and start. Why? The main question is where is the function? This is the function. So where is the location of the function? It is here. This is wrong. If you want to apply the data table, you must first move the function to the right place, which is here. So the function of the data table to variable must be on the top of what of the first column. This is the first step. Second step, you highlight all columns. Third step, you go to what if analysis data table. Now you have to enter simply row input and column input. I guess it's very easy. The row input is what? What is the variable which is going as row? It's very clear. It is factor 3. Then this is factor 3. What is the variable which is going as a column? It's factor 1. So this is factor 1. That's it. Then you click enter. So it's solved now. You see, alhamdulillah, very fast. But if you want to make this one manually, it's very clear how long time you will take it for this. Okay. Go to the last one here. It's also using data table, but we have only one variable. So now this one variable is what? Is factor 3. As you see here, factor 3 is coming as a column. Okay. Okay. So now we need to enter in these colored cells the result for each formula for the same formula with the changing only factor 3. So let us apply data table, but stop before doing this again. Where is the formula? Formula is here. This is wrong. Then it has to be moved to the top of the second, not the first column, right? Then you highlight the two cells. Let me show you if I applied the data table without this action now. For example, you don't know about this and you start directly to use data table, okay? Then you will think that I'm going to highlight these columns and go to what if analysis, go to data table. This is the column input cell. You click on this factor 3, then you click OK. What happens? All is 0. Then you will start to complain. What's wrong? What did I do? I am making data table was giving you 0, giving me 0. So what's my mistake? Your mistake is you did not put the formula in the right place. So again, let us remove this and start with moving the formula to the right place, which is the top of the second column. Then let us now highlight two columns. Go to what if analysis, data table. Then in the column input cell, this is the column input cell for factor 3. Click OK. That's it. It's solved now. Okay, so alhamdulillah, we have completed the solution of our practice test. The practice test is not difficult, but it's almost covering the required topics, and hoping that you understand it. Thank you. Wassalamu alaikum.